Alright, y'all, welcome to the All Sports Pass Podcast West. I'm your host, Youth, and today, Week 8's over, so we're going to review Week 8, and then we'll do a preview of Week 9. So let's get started. So we're going to start off with last week's Game of the Week, Faraday Oak Ridge. Kind of lived up to the expectation because Faraday won, surprisingly. I think a lot of people knew Oak Ridge was going to win this game, but they didn't. But Faraday pulled away with the win. Final score was 28-13. Faraday's next game is against Jefferson County. Of course, Jefferson County being a really good team and all, it's going to be a bit challenging for Faraday to beat them. While Faraday has played well the last two games against Bradbury Central and Oak Ridge, I think their straight ends against Jefferson County. I think Jefferson County will win. Of course, these are my predictions. This isn't actually going to happen unless it somehow does. So yeah, this is just my prediction. Up next, we'll talk about Harns. Amazing game against Campbell County, winning 32-25. And just like saying in the interview, everything went well for Harns in that game. So, good win for Harns, and they have the bye week this week, so they get to prepare against Clinton. As for Maryville, after their bye week, it is Bearden. Well, after Bearden, they had a bye with an amazing win over the Bulldogs. They now play against Cleveland, what looks like to be for the district title. I don't know, is it? Cleveland just lost to Bearden. Yeah, Maryville's undefeated. But then there are a lot of scenarios that I think is possible here. Here's what I have. Of course, Maryville wins this game, they win the region. If Maryville loses out in the region, Bearden loses to Bradbury Central and Cleveland wins out, they win the region. If Maryville loses to Cleveland, but Cleveland loses to Hardin Valley, and of course Bearden loses to Bradbury Central, Maryville still wins the district. But if both Maryville and Cleveland, well, if Maryville loses out in the district, Cleveland with a win, but lose to Hardin Valley, Bearden wins the district. That's what I think is possible here. But of course, as mentioned, Cleveland did not play their best at this Bearden. We're going to talk about that later. So, if it is like the district title, like, this is for a district spot. So, I mean, I have Maryville winning, but we'll see what happens in the game. Cleveland may perform well. Next, we'll talk about William Blount, which also took a bye week after a good win over Union County. However, they traveled to Dobyns-Bennett, which, of course, as you know, is a powerhouse Tri-Cities team. Of course, Dobyns-Bennett with the better team, the better record, the home field advantage, as William Blount has to travel like 3 hours, I think, or 2. And the fact that, William Blount, their best wins, their senior best win is against West Ridge. So, that doesn't show a lot of talent that they have for them. And I think Dobyns-Bennett wins this game. We're going to talk about Bearden now. Of course, I think we've just seen their best performance from the Bulldogs yet this season. With a win over Cleveland, 38-19. Yeah, I didn't know what the score was, so I had to check. It was 38-19. Bearden, I got some great news for you. When you're playing against Oak Ridge next, which seems like a dangerous team, but they did just lose to Faraday. So, I mean, Bearden looks hyped up for that moment. Of course, this is a homecoming name for them. Pallant Cars was also a homecoming name, but I didn't cover that one. And Bearden will be playing against Oak Ridge on homecoming. Of course, I think Oak Ridge lost talent, so that's why they haven't had a better season last year. And while injuries are hurting for Bearden, they still have the more talented team so far, so I have Bearden winning this game. Also, a side note to Bearden, one of their special teams is they're going to have someone coming back. Daniel Henney is going to be back at Oak Ridge. Of course, he saw his new Instagram story and all that. He is going to be back at Oak Ridge, so... Of course, the backup was William Pendergrass. He's been playing all season, but now Daniel Henney will be back as hitter for the Bearden Bulldogs. I completely forgot to cover Hardin Valley for the teams that are taking a bye week this week because last week they played Bradley Central. Now, what was surprising about this game, this game was somehow close. I didn't think Hardin Valley would actually compete against Bradley Central because I thought Bradley Central was the more talented team. The final score was 23-17. Good news for Bradley fans though, y'all still won, so don't get nervous about losing to Hardin Valley. Hardin Valley, though, has the bye week. So, of course, their next game, next week, it's Faraday, which is not the game of the week. I actually already have that planned out. What is an interesting stat, though, is that this is a home name for Faraday. Faraday has not won at home yet. So this may be Hardin Valley's chance to get a second win. But we'll unview that coming into next week. Of course, as you may have noticed in my Week 7 video, I did make a bit of a mistake. I accidentally did South Doyle and Halls early, as I thought they were a Week 7 game, but South Doyle actually traveled to Knoxville Central, which I didn't cover at least. But South Doyle did not play Halls that week. And the next week, they took a bye week, so I couldn't cover them last week. But now this week, I will be covering South Doyle and Halls for a second time. Of course, nothing much. I already explained in Week 7. I already got my predictions set for that game. Now it's time for Game of the Week, which of course is Anderson County traveling to Knoxville West. I will be covering this game. Now, Anderson County, it looks like they have the advantage despite the fact they travel. Anderson County looks like a talented team, and they kind of do look more talented than West. West lost a lot of seniors that were good that year. As currently, West's losses, it is Bearden, Maryville, and Alcoa. Yes, West has 3 losses this season, which is the most they've had in a while. So, not a good season for West compared to the last 2-3 seasons. West is going to be taking on a tougher opponent playing as Anderson County, whom is currently undefeated right now. While they did not play a game, it is Science Hill. And I checked, they were 6-0-1. They did not play at Science Hill. That was like no contest. I think it was ended in a tie. I'm not sure. But Anderson County did not play Science Hill. They're 6-0 right now. But they do look really talented. They beat Powell, which also looks to be more talented than West. And West playing as Powell, that will be covered by the North Channel. So in all honesty, my prediction, I thought Anderson County winning. West might suffer a 4th L this season. And I don't know if it's going to get any better for West. Of course, this said this will be the last game that I will cover West in the regular season. As after this, they got 2 away games against North teams. So that will be it for West. Of course, Week 9 review, that will actually be the last time I'll be covering West for the regular season. Of course, they still got the playoffs. Unless they missed, which I doubt they missed, they beat Heritage. And Knoxville Central. Of course, that'll be all for today. Go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Will help us out. What will also help us out is to subscribe to the North Channel as well. They will make their own content for their own teams. Of course, teams that I don't cover in the Knoxville area. They do the same thing as I do, otherwise with different teams. So that'll be it for today. Your host, Eve, is signing out.